Hi everyone and welcome to the Jedi Academy. My name's James.
Hi, I'm Darren.
And hi, I'm Callum.
And here we are at FFG Worlds 2017. We've got James Lau here running a capital ship rebel deck with May the Force be with you thrown in. So pretty much your standard rebel capital deck.
Yeah.
And then we've got Andy on the left here running what I think most people were running, or a variant of it, which is a standard navy. Yeah. Callum, you were there, and I think this is what most people were running, particularly in the top 16.
Yeah, most people, it very much just varied whether or not people were running two technological terror. A lot of the New York guys were also running the Screech set, so the Navy fake card as well. But I think that's what James's Dark Side deck was. But yeah,
right.
There was most people running double technological terror.
Yeah, I've been trying it out with that. What's it called? Sector Garrison.
Right. Yeah.
So I've heard a few people talking about that, and where the cards can't leave the discard pile and that sort of thing to try and shut down wolfmen and bow rifles and things like that. So yeah, it's quite interesting.
That's a very good combination. Yeah, locking down the bow rifles can be quite a big change for that deck.
Yeah, and it's got that big capital ship in there that, especially against Spark decks that are running a lot of different affiliations, that can suddenly have 5 blast quite easily and just one shot an objective. And with tractor beam, you can easily be blowing up 2 as well. So Andy's got Tarkin Doctrine, Enforced Loyalty, Entrenched Defence. So that's probably almost the perfect.
Yeah, I think he'd prefer Might of the Empire over Enforced, with Enforced change.
Yeah, with the change to Enforce, yeah. Or possibly Technological Terror as well.
Yeah, but with all the capital ships, you want them being elite, so having that Might of the Empire.
Yeah, and then he drops down capital ships, so yeah, he's going to have to commit them, and obviously not being elite without Might of the Empire. So
exactly. Yeah.
I noticed James has got a Legend Begins, which is very good. So if he plays any fake cards, he's going to be kicking out any defenders.
Yeah, and he's got 2 of them. I think.
Yeah, he's got 2 of them.
There's a bit of glare there, but I'm pretty sure he's got 2 of them.
Yeah, he's got 2 of them out.
So. Yeah. I mean, that has really sort of bumped up Rebels, hasn't it? That set.
It's very good. I mean, the fake card reads: a target participating Navy or neutral unit loses a combat icon of your choice until the end of the engagement. And it's got
the objective as well.
Yeah, that's brilliant. After you reveal 1 or more fake, rebel fake card in your edge stack, remove 1 target participating enemy unit from the engagement. So that could be brilliant. If he plays one of them now, he's going to kick out that defender.
And is it limit 1 or is it limit 1?
Limit 1 per engagement.
1, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So having 2 out's not really helping him a lot.
No.
Okay.
So I wouldn't have said this is an ideal start for James having to play pilot.
No. Obviously, you're generally looking for quite a bursty, aggressive start with the capital ships, and just pilot Luke on foot's probably not ideal. Although he did manage to take the Force at least.
Exactly. Yeah. So Andy's probably fairly happy here that he's not had to defend and have that ship tactics that will focused out for this turn. So you can build a bit more of a defense for the ensuing capital ships that are going to be coming out, I think.
Yeah, it's not going to be long before that board, that dark side, is sort of full up.
Yeah, I think I've seen a Chimera in hand.
Yeah, and that mouse droid's going to be doing some work, I think.
Yeah. So obviously running the capital ships, rebel capital ships, he's not got the usual answer with Zeb at the moment. Zeb's objective.
Yeah. So Andy's probably quite glad he's seen that mouse droid early this game. Because he's just going to get to draw a card probably every turn, because I'd expect James to be doing quite a lot of attacks here. Maybe only leaving something as a kind of a token defender.
Yeah, I don't think James has really got any way of getting rid of that mouse droid. I don't think he's got any targeted strike or
No.
Rebel Assault or anything.
No, there's no Rebel Assaults in the deck. The only thing he might use is maybe a nudge, but I would have thought he'd be using them to try and hold the force. But like we say, Andy's just popped down a Chimera, so he can gun down quite a few of James's capital ships now.
And he's left a couple of resources open as well. Might have a tractor beam or something like that.
Yeah.
Which, against rebel capital ships, obviously can be quite a big deal.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when you've got that Chimera out now. It's pretty much only home one you can't tractor beam on. But I would have thought James is probably looking for some big ships here, which doesn't look like he has any. He's got Independence in his hand, so that's going to help him out for the following turns.
Is that what he's just played out?
Yeah.
Independence, yeah.
So that's going to reduce his capital ships, which is going to be helpful.
Yeah, again, another good one to get out early.
Definitely, if you can keep it sitting on the board as well, it's very worthwhile.
Yeah, so you don't want to risk that if possible. Although it can do a lot of damage unopposed. You just want to try and keep that around because it's going to pay for you in the long run.
So I think James is just deciding whether or not he's wanting to attack here.
Both building up pretty strong resources. James perhaps a little bit behind on board presence, but
cards in hand as well. I think they're evenly matched at the moment, so it's a bit of a tough choice to go in. 4 cards in hand in each, I think.
So that's James moving to the conflict phase. He was doing this all tournament. It's definitely something I want to steal. Is this little kind of the little boxing thing? Every time James goes to the conflict phase, you'll see him do that.
Right.
This little boxing action. So.
Okay, I have to watch that.
Yeah, cool idea.
But at least Andy's.
Yeah, it's something we've all got to get better at is declaring moving through the phases.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something people do definitely wrong. People sometimes jump to the force phase, and then they want to take back and do other bits in the conflict phase when they realise they've missed the trigger.
And people like with Tarkin around and things like that you've got to be very clear about the phases you're moving through, because if you jump through them, they might use Tarkin in the force phase rather than the conflict phase, which they probably would have done if they thought you were actually going to do something.
Yeah.
So what do you think of Andy chucking the defence platform there? Against these capital ships, I would have thought that's quite a nice defender.
I did think that was a good card. I did wonder why he threw that away, but I guess he.
And he had the repair event, which he was looking to get rid of.
I think
which probably would have been a better choice, I think, in this against this capital ship deck. On the second mouse droid. Yeah,
off the mouse droid. Don't you just hate that as light side when especially when you've thought about focusing your unit out, and then you don't do it, and then they draw the mouse droid from the mouse droid. That's.
Yeah.
But Andy's got a nice hand. Looks like he's got Gladiator in hand.
But his just edge now is just getting out of hand, isn't it? He's gonna, gaining probably 1 to 2 extra cards.
Yeah.
And double gladiators.
And he's got a tractor beam in hand. He's got the repair.
Yeah.
So he's got six pips off of just 2 cards.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I definitely think Andy's got the board state here at the moment.
Absolutely.
So we'll just have to see. Hopefully James can get some units out.
He needs some big hitters, really, doesn't he? But he also just needs a bit of control, a way of controlling Andy's board, really, because it's getting a bit out of hand.
It's that card draw that really helps him, because having so many cards in hand and having lots of defenders really puts you at a disadvantage.
Exactly,
I do believe there's a couple of Yodas in there, so he's got some good pips for edge. Yeah,
and he's got those important seeds, but.
And a well-placed I Have You Now would be good as well.
Yes. That's it. Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
something
and
you
that
very
Luke,
often see from the light side. Is the that I have you now, Luke. Is it's you sometimes see it with Navy with Vader, but not very often with Luke.
but I think the first turn really showed what the advantage of that being in this deck is, because he managed to take the Force even though the dark side had 2 pips. Still managed to take it with Luke, and that forced Andy to commit the Chimera.
Yeah.
On his second turn as well, and now that, like you say, brings Seeds into play.
Yeah.
Because he's going to have shields from that Corvette, but Seeds could potentially do quite a lot of work now that Andy was forced to do that. Because if all he could play down was a couple of 1-pip Rebel capital ships, then he probably wasn't going to be taking the Force.
But I'd say this is quite a good turn now from James. He's just got Red 5 out with, is it?
That's the new wedge, isn't it?
The new wedge.
I think so.
So wedge gives him what, a gun and a blast and elite.
And wedge can move.
And he can move. You focus wedge to move him to another fighter.
Yeah, I was just wondering about that. I can't remember if it's only between fighters or is it all any units.
Another eligible target unit.
Yeah,
so,
but is it any unit gains the gun and blast?
No, he can only enhance
fighter or speeder.
Speeder, I think.
Right.
So
okay,
yeah.
so he hasn't got anywhere to move to.
Move it to at the moment, but I think James is just building the board up here. He's taking the Force again. Passed it over.
Yeah,
to
I think
Andy.
if he attacked into what he's against at the moment, he's just going to lose units, and he's just got to wait and build up a bit more.
Yeah.
There's no point just losing those units for no reason. There's almost no benefit to attacking.
But I think this game's very much showing as well with the change to enforced loyalty. You know,
yes.
This game would have been over, or James would have had to have attacked.
And attacking, I think, would have just hurt him more.
Yeah.
He just have ended up losing more units. But yeah, Enforced would have forced him to do it.
Yeah.
And even that, he wouldn't have been able to get through to Enforced.
No, exactly.
Because you've got Tarkin Doctrine, and you've got Entrenched Defence, and you've got those 4 units defending.
Yeah.
2 gladiators, and all of that to get through. You're just not going to get any damage there. His best chance of damaging Enforced is with holding the Force now.
Yeah. So he's probably going to struggle doing that now, because at least he's stopping the mouse droid, the draw. Just focus his nudge and the capital ship.
But 3 gladiators.
Yeah, I think there was a joke here that there was if Andy could get all 4 out, then he'd have a bounty of some sort awarded. And I think Andy kind of joked and he said, well, he's not going to defend or attack with these gladiators now. But
They're pretty insane.
Yeah, they really didn't need that extra tech stuff that Edge 1 did, though.
No. And the white tactics as well.
But, yeah. So I think
they've only one weakness, and that's the 2 health, and that's it. And it's not much for weakness.
no, not when you've got double. Andy's obviously running double Endor entrapment, so enforced loyalty is probably the worst objective. I think that's what we decided when we were out there. Me, Andy, and JP were all on the same dark side deck. So it was basically, if you saw enforced, you were probably going to put it to the bottom. Simply because Endor entrapment is now probably a little bit better than it. Being able to just chuck a card to stop some damage on them all important gladiators.
Yeah, if it can just save a unit and then you get to strike back with it, that can make all the difference.
Yeah, big game changer that can be.
So it looks like Andy's going in for an attack here on A Legend Begins with Chimera and 3 gladiators, I think. Yeah,
he's going in with all 3.
I think so. he's
okay.
Risky business, I think that.
I would have thought James will probably defend here, try and get him to chuck some cards.
I think just defend just to make Andy put something in,
but
then James can have a big turn next turn.
Yeah, so he's popped 1 in. He's probably hoping, or it'd be nice if James had the Rebel Fate card here, the tactical planning.
Oh yeah, there we go.
does.
And I expect that's why Andy threw in more than one unit into that engagement.
So James is probably deciding if he's going to kick something out here. So yeah, he's going to remove
the tactics.
And he's removing the tactics from the gladiator. So he's going to get to kill that gladiator, which is going to be helpful. So yeah,
is it just that one gladiator?
It must just be that one gladiator. Yeah, it must be. So yeah, Andy, it's probably not worked out brilliant for Andy. He had to chuck fairly good edge cards as well. I think he put 5 in, so. But he's probably still feeling pretty happy about it. He's still got 2 gladiators for defence, and he has got Chimera. You know, that's the problem with.
Yeah, it didn't hurt Chimera. It just
pushed him out.
Yeah, didn't make that much of a difference.
No. Okay,
so your first time going to Worlds, Callum?
Yes.
How was it?
Yeah, it was good. You can definitely tell that Navy are on top. I think most guys I played, apart from 2, I played a very interesting Sith deck and 1 Scum deck, but everyone else I played was basically Navy.
Right, because I was wondering this, because obviously generally on the forums we've seen what the top 16 were, but you know, the rest of the field, was it just that Navy came to the top, or was it that sort of 3/4 of it being Navy?
I think it was. It was that there was a lot of Navy about on the day.
Right, and pretty much all the same.
Pretty much.
Tarkin, Enforced, Entrenched, Technological Terror.
So the only guys that were
Might of the Empire.
Yeah, the only guys that were really different was the New York guys. They weren't running Enforced Loyalty.
Right.
They were running Screech for the.
For like the immediate strike.
Yes.
Is it that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Andy's
Andy's
gone in at another objective with another gladiator and the Chimera.
Right, yeah.
He's 1 edge this time. James defended with Pilot Luke. So it'll be interesting to see what he's going to give Chimera, if he's just going to kill Luke in 1 hit. And then he could possibly chuck out 2 tactics. So he could lock down Red 5 as well as the other capital ship that's already got a focus on it. The Liberty type cruiser. Or if he'll just go for the more objective damage to get in closer to that, when that dial hits 6, that he can just go and blow all 3 up.
I'm surprised he let Luke strike there.
Yeah, to kill that gladiator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the gladiator wouldn't have been defending next turn, but we know he's lost 2 of them now.
Yeah.
He's probably unlikely to see that 4th one, so.
Yeah, so that's
surprised he let that happen.
Yeah, James is probably fairly happy with that. I would have thought. You know, he knows he's got 2 of those gladiators gone out of the 4. Yeah, he's only got the 1 left, but Andy's probably happy in the same breath. You know, he's got these 2 of these objectives are pretty much damaged, are pretty much gone. So as long as he
it certainly sets him up for a later turn just to suddenly win.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of resources on the go now.
Yeah, James has just got to be a bit careful now. If he goes all out on attack, he could quite easily lose the next turn.
Yeah.
So Death Star's on 4. If James doesn't take the Force, goes to 6, he could easily lose those 3 objectives.
Yeah, but you'd expect him to take the Force. He's already matching Andy.
Yeah.
And he's got May the Force out at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's true.
But
and he probably won't be attacking with that nudge.
I wouldn't have thought so. Not unless he just needs a 1 unopposed to blow something up, and then he's got no defenders. Yeah. But I'm not quite seeing that happen at the moment. So, what do you think James needs here? Does he need some more big ships?
Has he got any?
Home one would be
I'm
good.
not sure if they'd hope a lot. Yeah, I mean, home one will help a lot. Has he got any units with tactics?
I don't think he has any tactics. He's
He
got
got,
the resupply.
Resupply.
Yeah, he's got that. He's got the Corvettes. So he's paying 5 here. So going to be
There you
home
go.
one. Yeah, that's home
There's
one.
home one. Yeah.
And he has got the. So that's James going to the conflict again. the little fist pump.
And has he got any shields? Because really, the only thing that can stop him is that gladiator. Has Andy only got 1 card as well? So that's a big.
Yeah, and
I think Andy committed a lot. I think it's an Imperial Fist.
Yeah, he's got a fist in hand, isn't he? So.
Which is probably not helping. Well, he's not got a unique Navy unit ready.
No.
Yeah, that's not going to help him. He needs. But with home one's likely to leave some damage behind somewhere.
Yeah.
That he can then fling back next turn.
Well, I think he's got the event card in hand, which does gives you extra guns and extra damage, blast.
Yeah, but he
but
needs a
shield for that. Has he got protection?
I think he's got one in hand. Yeah.
Right.
I think I can see one.
Yeah, protection as well. So that could be a very good combination.
Yeah. And as long as he can stop that gladiator striking, then he can use that event as well.
So Andy's going to feel some pain here, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously that's a way around Tarkin to get some damage on that enforced loyalty as well.
Yeah, I don't even know if Andy's bothered about that at this point.
No, it's not doing a lot, but it would help him just finish those objectives off.
Yeah. So it would be interesting.
He's got one sitting there with only 1 health.
Yeah.
So shielding the objectives.
He's probably just trying to minimise that damage. He's probably realised that's really only James's way back in, is he needs to do damage and do a lot of damage now.
Yeah.
But I think it's obviously going to happen. There's the shield. So Andy's probably thinking at this point, has he got the event? Please say he's not got that event. Because Andy ran this very similar deck, I think, at the previous Worlds, so he knows what it's all about.
Yeah, and we obviously see our friend Anton was a big supporter of this kind of deck.
Yeah. Last
year, wasn't he?
Yeah, he had it at Nationals and it took it to quite a few regionals as well, I think. So.
Yeah, it can definitely do it. It's one of those decks that is probably quite high variance and can sometimes just win in 2 or 3 turns before Navy can build up a board. And then you can have turns like this where, Andy was looking pretty much on top, had a big board, and then suddenly it's kind of swung the other way.
Yeah.
And there goes the 3rd gladiator.
So Andy's probably
James recognising that you want to get those gladiators off the board as soon as you can, if you get the chance.
Yeah. If the gunship that hadn't been committed, would you have maybe
managed to get rid of that as well anyway?
He's got that anyway, hasn't he? So that's a really nice turn for James.
Especially with Andy now, just with those mouse droids and Chimera. Yeah,
he's going to be able to take the forces well.
I'm a little bit surprised Andy defended there. Maybe he could have thrown the Corvette under the bus a bit just to use the shields, but I don't think the Gladiator really added anything defending there.
Yeah.
I think he could have realised there's no real way for him to win that edge battle, and all he's really ended up doing is just losing another unit.
But James is taking the force now, so Andy's probably looking. Well, we know he's got that Imperial Fist in hand, so he's probably looking for a Yalaran. Would be the perfect unit here.
Definitely moment of triumph in his hand, but that's probably possibly going to hurt him more than James at the moment.
He's almost got that Jedi draw with a Navy deck, but he has got those 2 mouse droids. He's only got the 1 unit at the moment.
Yeah.
So, because, like you say, that rule by fear is not going to do much for him.
No.
The only thing,
Triumph's not doing a lot.
no. So we'll see what Andy does here. The Cruisier, as it is spelled, isn't a bad unit here. You can always try and force that independence to defend. You don't want that independence swinging at you.
Yeah.
If James gets edge with it, it's just going to ruin your day with those 3 bombs it gets when you have edge.
Get that double focused. I'm not sure if he's quite got what he needs, but there is almost a way of winning, isn't there? Could he play down? Because if he'd played Moment of Triumph, that nudge dies, or possibly he could bait that in with the Cruisier. And then Chimera also going in. I don't think he's quite got the damage. Oh, that's going to help as well.
Yeah, I think he's going to fall one short because he could send the.
So he could get 3 damage on the top objective.
Yeah, so it'd be 1 short.
Bounce 2, blow up May the Force, go in with the Gladiator, say, and possibly blow up the middle one as well.
Yeah.
But like you say, just 1 short, I think.
Yeah. So.
Because if he has to play Moment of Triumph as well, he's probably a bit short on the resources.
Yeah. So, but it's still okay. Andy's going to play this out, and he's going to have 2 tactics on the board. So it's still okay. He has got the early warning system out now, so he could even potentially go in with the Cruisier. As long as he wins edge, it's not going to die. The independence would be double tactics, and he could tactics out another unit.
Although
I don't know if there's
2 units you'd want to tactics out both have elite.
Both have elite at the moment.
But I mean, you can take I can't remember the MC80, is it? MC81?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Maybe take that out of the equation, or even just a nudge. Just make it that bit harder for James just to take the force, or those.
He's got everything committed now as well.
Exactly.
So
those mouse droids will be doing a bit more work for you next turn. So there's a few options for him. But Andy's gone in at the middle one here, and.
Yeah, it's interesting why he went after the middle one. I suppose he just wants to blow it up.
I suppose. We haven't got the audio here, so I don't know whether he forced Independence to defend or whether James defended on his own accord. But if he hadn't have defended, obviously he could have just blown that up with an unopposed.
Yeah.
So do you think Andy should put anything in edge here, or just kind of?
No, I wouldn't.
Be happy
just
that he's achieved getting that independence double focused. So that's not coming back next turn. Just take the damage. He's going to get that freed back up with early warning system.
Yeah, the only reason is to maybe try and get that tactics, but I don't think all you're going to probably tactics down is the nudge, like you say. It's not probably going to get you anywhere significant.
Definitely.
Just save all those edge cards.
Yeah.
So, but the other thing to take note here as well is Andy obviously knows James's deck because this was the first tournament in the top 16 where we got to see each other's deck lists. So Andy knows James doesn't have any twists, so he knows he's pretty safe putting that Imperial Fist in with Chimera on defense. He can chuck back damage back kind of whenever he feels like it, really.
It does make a big difference. And like you said with the New York guys, and they're not running enforced,
it made a
when
big
you
difference.
know that when you know that, obviously you can then think, right, well I can go in turn 1 and just ping a couple of damage.
So I played Donovan in round 1 of the cut, and he played his Navy deck, and as soon as I saw he didn't have Yularen, and I was just like, well, I'm just gonna I don't need to.
Suddenly Yoda's a lot more useful attacking for those, that couple of bits of objective damage.
So James is that search your feed?
Oh yeah.
Very good.
We obviously don't. We're showing that we don't play this sort of deck very much, do we?
I tell you what could have messed up the Imperial Fist.
Use the Force. That's it. Use the Force loop.
Yeah, that's it.
If you
I
throw,
don't know what it does though.
if you throw an I have you now in, and you kill the kill the officer, would the Imperial Fist not kick off if you were to kill the?
I'm not sure of the order, but I think you're probably right. I think I have you now
Is a
quite
9.
early on.
I have you now is 9, and Imperial Fist is 10.
Yeah. So
Right, so it would stop it happening.
yeah. So use the Force loop basically is look at the top card of an objective deck or command deck. You may place that card on the bottom of its deck. So James is obviously just trying to
Filter through his deck.
through his deck a little bit. And, so he's just played out
Cards he needs.
another reducing,
nudge.
another nudge. The Corvette. So I love those Corvettes. Play a big juicy unit out
Oh yeah,
and get to draw a card from it.
yeah. Especially with defense you having 4.
Yeah.
So you get that card back that you used to reduce it with, and when you've got independence out and you're getting them out for 2.
Yeah. So he's
for nothing.
well. He's just paid
with the black damage.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, so he's just paid 2 for that because he had Independence out and played the Liberty type cruiser out for 2,
Yeah.
which reduces the next capital ship or next vehicle. Sorry. So that he's got 2 good ships there for 4 resources, and he's got a card out of it as well. So
Yeah.
but,
Yeah. So a bit more for edge. Oh, he didn't get that Yoda, did he? Oh, he's got double Yoda.
oh, that's always nice, isn't it?
Does he know if Andy's played any twists yet?
Andy hasn't played any, so
No, not seen any.
yeah, no.
But with 2 Yodas, then you've got a bit of insurance, haven't you?
Yeah.
Although now there's the Death Star.
Yeah.
It's not quite as good as it used to be.
Yeah. I think that's why it was important James got rid of those gladiators.
Right. So
James is going in for a big attack here.
he's going in for a massive attack here, and with entrenched defence, Andy's just going to let that hit entrenched defence, isn't he?
I would have thought so.
It's just single damage.
I'd probably try.
There's home 1.
I'd make him pay 2 here as well, just to reduce the amount of attacks he could do this turn, as well, potentially. So.
Yeah. Although he's gone in so big here,
Yeah, you.
I think you'd like him to just go, okay, I'll let you hit, because of this.
So I think this is what Andy's asking now: is can I make him pay 2, and then if he does pay 2, then redirect him.
Right. Yes.
Which I think the answer was yes, you can.
So
I was surprised.
Both reactions to the same point.
Yeah. I was surprised James paid 2 there. But maybe he's.
Yeah, but I think it's that situation, like you say. If he doesn't pay 2, he only gets 2 attacks.
Yeah, but he's only going to get 2 anyway, isn't he? Because he's going to blow entrenched up. Because Andy's just redirected him down there, I think.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter, does it? He's not got any events in hand that he can use to do that. So.
Yeah.
So I was surprised. Andy's just defended with the Cruiser here.
Yeah, I'm surprised by this because if he defended with Chimera, because he's going to lose both of those bottom objectives here, isn't he?
Yeah, it would be a dead Chimera though.
Yeah, which could potentially win him next turn.
Yeah, so Andy's probably gone. I've not got a great edge hand here. I'll just
make him throw a couple of cards in.
Yeah, and he's still got that moment of triumph. So if he wanted to, he could kill both of these nudges. Which are probably going to be James's only defenders. Do it after the force phase. The dial's going to go up to 7 on Andy's turn with the 2 nudges dead. And then
he has lost that 2 damage which he would have got from Imperial Fist, so he still needs quite a bit of objective damage on his turn if he's going to win though. Yeah, that's the only problem now, isn't it? So James is now suddenly gone from being fairly far behind to being pretty close, and he's still got that other Yoda in hand as well.
So if he can get another turn, he's got a big board, and he's still got a big edge card in hand as well.
Yeah, you'd almost argue if Andy doesn't win this turn, James is going to win the next turn.
Yeah.
Only got to blow one up.
So
with home one, potentially independence. Well, he's got a lot of black blast on his side of the board, so.
Should
Right.
home one have 2 tactics on it?
It would be nice.
No,
It
probably.
would be nice.
The 2 focus tokens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be sweet.
I don't think.
He's committed to the Force. Did he attack with him?
No, he's
No, I don't think he is committed.
home one's not committed. He's got independence, the nudge, and
no.
red 5.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll get picked up.
Hopefully that won't matter.
Yeah. So Andy's drawn into. No, he's mouse droid in.
What did he get there? Did he get a?
He's got the officer with the
Logistics
tactics.
officer.
Yeah, the logistics. And he's got that event.
Yeah, I suppose James, although you think the nudges are perfect to stop that card draw, he can't really do that because then he'll just have a wide open board.
Yeah, and that, Andy doesn't need to kill these nudges now, does he? Because he's got Empire Strikes Back. So he could tick this dial up. But Andy's new objective.
I think the dial went to 6. I think the dial's on 6 anyway because I think he kept the Force.
Yes, he kept the Force with Chimera. So yeah, you're right.
Yes.
So the dial's on 6 anyway. But I think he's struggling.
He's not going to be playing that moment of triumph which I think he could have just played.
He could have played that first and then played out the 2.
Yeah, that would have probably been a better move.
But he's under the camera.
The damage
It's not easy when you've got everyone stood around you. There's probably about 20 people watching this.
So which actual game was this? So this is lower bracket.
So this is the.
So there's this game, then another game,
Yes.
then the final.
That's it. Yeah. So this is the quarter final, effectively, isn't it? So yeah, both of these guys. So Andy lost his first round of the cup, and then he basically kept winning. So he's won all his games up to this point.
One of them was against you, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think there was a bit of a fix there. Putting the only 2 Brits in the cup had to play against each other.
Well, what about the first round of Swiss? Didn't you have JP?
Yeah, you travelled all that way. And I had to play Andy in the last round of the Swiss as well.
Right. But that's probably a good thing. That's because you're both towards the top.
But we'd already discussed it in the hotel room at the time. So I took an intentional draw with JP round 1. And then by the time I had to face Andy in the final round, guys both taking an ID, it guaranteed us both in the cup. Which is all the main aim is, isn't it, at the end of the day for the Swiss.
It's difficult. You don't want to knock someone you've travelled all that way with. And from the UK, you don't want to knock them out.
Yeah. So Andy's just gone in at the middle objective with Tarkin here, I think. James has defended with both the nudges. Andy's now got to win this edge battle, hasn't he?
Yeah, there's the twist.
There's the twist. So he put a lot of cards in there. I think he's.
Did he forget that he was twisting it?
I think so.
That was some genius twist. Although James only had 1 card, I think, didn't he? So.
And he's just twisted his moment of triumph away as well, which could have been helpful just for finishing this game off. So he's now got to put his final card in. So he's got to put his moment of triumph in to win edge.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to matter. See, the dial's now gone up to 8. I think that's
probably it now, isn't it?
So the dial's on 8. You can send Chimera and a officer, engineer, in at the top, which will, that will get in that one, and then the bottom one for the win with the remaining engineer. Yeah,
those ridiculous engineers that not only are brilliant resources, but actually can do some work as well.
Yeah, I remember when we talked about it, didn't we, just before Worlds, and we were like, I don't think it's that good a set. And then when I actually got hold of the cards and saw that they had a white blast as well. So that's Andy Andy's taken that game.
Yeah.
Um,
So, congratulations, Andy.
Yeah,
Through to the next round.
well done, sir.
Very good stuff.
So
Yeah, it was a close game. It was a very good game.
James definitely got himself back into it. With that turn of home one and the shield and the event, that definitely got James back into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, very close. That could have gone either way at that end part there.
Yeah. Right. Okay. All right. Well, this has been our first video, so give us some feedback. Let us know how we've done. I'll probably post this. I'll put a post on the forums on Card Game DB. I'll make sure that it gets on our Facebook group. What's that actually called? The Star Wars UK and Ireland Star Wars LCG group?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
something like that. I'll get it posted on there. So give us some feedback. Let us know. We haven't got anything like a Twitter handle or anything at the moment, but you can always post a comment on the video. But yeah, just let us know how we've done, and hopefully we'll get another video to you soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
See you next time. Thanks, guys.